Let's move on to more heartbreak from a big team. Dodgers
Wow.
lose 101
Wow.
wins on the season, 111 wins on the season. Padres, their trades come through in a big game. Soto gets the hit. Hader gets the save. Jake, can you burn it for the people?
Sure.
Brought to you by SeatGeek. Code John Boy Playoffs for 10% off any ticket.
Can you hear me knocking? Joe Musgrove and the Daddies with a chance to eliminate the LA Dodgers, while meanwhile Mr. Anderson hopes the Dodgers can matrix their way into a Game 5 in LA. Jim spoiled it a little bit. Freddie Freeman with the 2 RBI double. It's 2-0 Dodgers. It would stay that way into the 7th, and Will Smith, he gets jiggy with a little sac fly. It's 3-0 Dodgers. That's good news, right? The 7th inning, Dodgers fans? Oh, no. TFA. Nola with the infield single. Kim leans into one. Juan Soto. And then my guy, Jake does not suck. Jake does not suck. Jake does not suck. Cronenworth with the 2 RBI single. We are fist pumping. Trev says I suck. Padres bullpen does what the Padres bullpen has done. Tim Hill might be on Trevor Plouffe's hate list. We'll get into that in a second. But I'm starting to think that Josh Hader trade pays off. He strikes out the side, the top of the Dodgers lineup. And in San Diego, the rain falls down. We're going nuts in the stands. The Padres are going on to face the Phillies in your NLCS. Woo! 5-3 final. Tim Hill.
How about them Padres? The crowd is electric.
It was electric. I just want to say there's a reason I wore this outfit.
Why is that?
Well, look at what's happening. LA.
Off season.
It's your off season. Unbelievable. James, go ahead.
I was really in a sad place when this game was going down. So I was kind of just like, it was almost like in a classic rom-com, just like eating ice cream while watching an old black and white romantic comedy. But I didn't
ice cream.
No, I didn't do that. I was just in my hotel room, like trying my hardest to fall asleep. I was so tired and sad. But then I was just like, look at all the fun the Padres are having. We don't even know what it feels like to have fun. Yankee Stadium's been dead. I'm jealous of the Phillies and the Padres because Yankee Stadium's been all dead the first 2 games. I guarantee it was a day game, but like, man, even Dodger Stadium doesn't compare. It's like it got a little used to it. I wonder the Astros, I haven't really like watched it like that, but you look at Seattle and Philly and San Diego and all of this energy, and it's insane. It's like amazing. And then that 7th inning, Soto, like with that weird ass slide where he's like rolling around, and then they're all excited. Cronenworth screaming, Manny Machado in the post game. It's that's so fun.
Those guys' post game interviews that they did, Machado shirtless, Soto dancing around, that was like pretty intense. I was happy for that. But this was an interesting one, and we're gonna question some managerial decisions again this time with Dave Roberts and what he did with the pitching staff. I'm not so sure I like the way he approached this game. You had Tyler Anderson like kind of cruising, dude. And I know you got a bullpen there and it's fresh, but he's been good against these Padres all year long. He's looking great here. And then you decide to bring in Martin. And again, he described that as we like the lane for Martin. I don't even know what that means, dude. Like, this guy was closing games out for you. Now he's in the 6th. Okay, he gets through it. Gets out of a little jam there. And then you bring in Canley. It's just not his day. And then Almonte comes in, and he had been great. He had struck out every single batter he had faced coming into the game. Just didn't have it. And that was an interesting inning because you get first and second there with Kim up. And now the Dodgers are playing for a bunt. Their defense is set up for a bunt. They end up not bunting. Third baseman's drawn in. He hits a ball right past the third baseman down the line. And now you set it up. And here's where I also kind of got confused. Second and third, Juan Soto's up. You got an open base, a chance to put a runner on to set up a double play, and we don't do that? Now, I know who's hitting behind him. I understand that, but you're going to get Machado up with second and third, 2 outs, best case scenario. So why not set it up and try to get a double play ball? Instead, you pitch to him, he gets the single, and then I think Machado ends up striking out.
Yeah, he struck out.
And then the decision to go to Vesia was interesting too. I don't mind him doing that, but like, did you not foresee that happening? Because he got up in a pinch, probably threw like 3 or 4 pitches in the bullpen, and you bring him in a 1-0 count. It was pure panic mode out there. Like, if you saw the lane for Chris Martin in the 6th, where was the lane for Vesia? Like, you knew this was happening. The lineup is there. You understand who's available off the bench and all this stuff. You bring him in, and he's been great, but you don't give enough time to warm up. Like, I just don't understand how all that ended up happening, and the Padres capitalized on it, man. It was an excruciating inning to watch if you're a Dodgers fan, dude. Walk, single, double, single, then you have a strikeout, then Drury pops up with, a big spot there. She's like, okay. And then Vesia comes in on the 1-0 count, and Cronenworth comes through. Jake does not suck. 2 heaters by him, and then Vesia decides to flip up the slider. Cronenworth said, nuh-uh. Too much to the plate, dude. It was
a nice swing by Cronenworth. I like that swing.
Great swing, but just very questionable how all this went down.
I will say on the
Especially when you see Phillips come in and strike out 3 dudes in a row too. I just weird.
Yes, on the Tyler Anderson one, he averaged 87 pitches a start in the whole regular season, and he was at 86 pitches, I believe, in this game. Now, I would have pushed him another inning because he was kind of cruising. But you do get a little risky there. But they had the lead at that point. Was it 3? Well, when did they get their third run? 3 runs. So I would have pushed him another like one more inning.
2-0 at that point. Sorry.
2-0 at that point. Yeah, the third one happened later. So I would have pushed him another inning. But I don't think that's egregious because that's what this dude has done. He's thrown around. He hasn't thrown. I don't think he's thrown 100 pitches or gotten into the 90 upper 90s all year.
Man, sometimes we got to eat a little.
Sorry, twice pie. He threw 100.
There, me and Jimmy have mentioned one guy a couple times out of the Dodgers bullpen, and Trev, you made a point to mention the other guy. We've been talking about Canely and how fun he is to watch, and when he's right, how cool it is. You've been talking about how Yency Almonte has come in and looked disgusting and not gave a fuck. Those guys end up giving up the runs. There's another infield single in here. No home runs in this game. So I don't know how either team won, Rod. But it's I don't know, man. Also, like, momentum is real. This game was 3-0. The Dodgers are in control. Everyone's kind of thinking the big bad wolf is back at it. Like, okay, so we're going to go back to LA. They're going to put their foot on the throat of another division rival. No, the Padres come out. They put up 3 quick. That happened fast. I was walking home. My sad boy move is when I'm sad, I get off the subway a stop early. So I walk the New York streets and I feel it. 3-0.
I could see
and
that.
Then I turned my head and saw in the bar, it was already 3-3. It happened quick. And then it turned into 5-3. And man, with a little rain in San Diego, how ironic is that? They're believing in a goose. People are going nuts. And man, sometimes, you'll hear our love-hate relationship with the Yankees. They do some button-up stuff. We're the New York Yankees and no beards and firm handshakes. And sometimes it's cool. Sometimes it's not. Man, those guys coming back out to the field and high-fiving fans. And, that's special, man. And that, for what that is for San Diego and that city that is becoming a fantastic baseball city. They lost their football team. San Diego is a baseball town, man. And the energy there was just awesome. And to take down the big bad wolf, I don't know, leaves you with a lot of Dodgers questions for a team that won 111 games in that 2020 World Series. Like, let's be honest, every time it comes up, we're going to have a little bit more of a head turn every time because they've been so good, but that's their only thing right there. And I said it before, and I phrased it kind of weirdly, but sometimes we stumble into future analytics. Strikeouts are so valuable pitching wise, right? Like we love a strikeout pitcher, right? Well, these teams putting the bat on the ball, whether it's the Guardians or the Phillies being hot right now, or the Padres, that Nola infield single to get their first run to make the place go bonkers. I don't know. I know you can't really measure that, and it's not what you want. You want an exit velo of 110, but look at all these games. The Guardians have 2 wins on bloops to left field.
Yeah,
putting it in play matters.
That's always been people have been getting that wrong, and A-Rod and the like have been just trying to make a situation black and white forever. The data shows if you hit more home runs, you will win. That doesn't mean in every other at bat strike out. The Astros are so good because they hit home runs. They also don't strike out. And too much of the baseball media world has just been like, either you swing for the home run and get out, or you hit home runs. And it's like, no, there's a lot of teams out there that still don't strike out a lot and still hit home runs. The Guardians don't hit home runs, but they put the ball in play and it's working for them. But they play the Astros. I bet they're going to have to hit some home runs to beat the Astros because the Astros do both. And it's just annoying that they're making that black and white.
Well, it's solo homers don't hurt you. I mean, they can obviously, but like if you give a solo homer, it's not that big of a deal. You give a 3-run homer, that's a big deal. And to have a 3-run homer, you have to have guys on base. I think we know this. Teams are focused on guys that have good plate discipline and can slug. I mean, that's what plays. Now you can sprinkle around some contact dudes, some high OBP guys around that also obviously includes plate discipline. But this game, dude, I'm going to go back to the top of the 7th because we talked about the bottom and how, the Padres did it, but the Dodgers had a chance to open this game up, and it was some really fun baseball they played. You have Mookie Betts with the walk. Great. Wild pitch, Trey Turner bunts, dude. And this bunt was incredible. And they had no chance to get him because he is so fast. I love when fast guys actually sprint, like run their hardest. He looked like he was in fast forward. Okay. So now you have him at first, Mookie at third. They hit Freddie Freeman with the pitch. Bases loaded. Then you get the sack fly. And they bring in a pitcher, Tim Hill, who now I found out might have dated my sister-in-law in high school. That's breaking news. I texted Olivia. I said, "Do you know this guy? He went to your high school." And she goes, I think Amanda dated him. So that's interesting.
Is Amanda older or younger than?
Older. First and second, Tim Hill comes in. He doesn't give a shit about the runners. They just take off. The Dodgers have a double steal. It wasn't even close. So now it's second and third with 1 out. And you got Tim Hill on the mound against Muncy and Turner, and he just mows right through him, strikes out Max Muncy, and then Turner grounds out. They could have blown the game open right there. A single right there, 5-0. That's a completely different ball game. And then you can have some mistakes there in the bottom of the 7th. It doesn't matter. But you got to give snaps to Tim Hill, dating my sister-in-law and getting out of a big jam.
Fan favorite at the office, Kevin, who does socials for us, makes a big. Is that who he makes the announcement for, Jake?
Loves Tim Hill.
Tim Hill's pitching.
Like
everyone can shut up.
Tim Hill on my shit list for throwing like he does and not marrying your wife's sister.
Yeah, because he messed up.
I'm sure she's a phenomenal woman. So me and Tim Hill are gonna have to figure that out. I said it before, I'll say it again. Musgrove 6 innings too, and ends up being a fine start, although he, got out dueled by Anderson technically. Dude, this Padres bullpen, man. Josh Hader did Milwaukee pull the plug at the right time? I don't know, man. I'd kill to have that guy in the Yankees. I would literally murder someone. and what Suarez is doing. Man, the NLCS, I think there was a little bit in baseball of, Braves and Dodgers and these powerhouse teams, the high-end talent of these teams, and that's why I've been excited about the Padres from the start of the year. It's why we want to see the Phillies in a playoff series for 2 years. Their high-end talent goes toe for toe with anyone. It feels a little video gamey seeing the yellow and brown of the Padres and the Phillies, but the talent is there, and it's going to be high-level baseball, so I'm excited for that. And Dodgers, whoo! Trey Turner, a free agent.
I think as of right now, the 3 cockiest teams in baseball have already punched their ticket to the CS. Astros are cocky as shit, and they should be.
They should be.
The Phillies are cocky as shit because they have some dudes. They have a lot of money in there, and these guys are veterans.
They're from
Philadelphia. Are people from Philadelphia cocky?
Cocksure.
Yes. Cocksure.
I like that word a lot. I'm going to start using that. And then the Padres have been cocky for years. And again, rightfully so. They have some guys there with some real deal talent, some real deal money in that bank account. But I like that energy, dude. That Phillies San Diego series. Look out, dude. Like the
Machado versus Harper is fun. Nola
Those
versus
two
Nola
fan bases
fun.
were getting 7-game series. I like that. I do not like 5-game series. They are 100% a crapshoot. Look out.
Oh, I don't like the 2-2-1 of 5-game series. I really want to dive into that more.
What would you do? 3-2? Would you do 2-1-1-1?
I have no idea. I want to see if there's a better way to do it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Hader looks so good coming out of the pen last night too. And so I need to go back and check this. We mentioned he had his arm angle had either dropped or risen a little bit, and that's why he wasn't getting the perceived velocity. He's got not only perceived velocity back, he's got real velocity back as well. They must have made some mechanical adjustment because he is absolutely filthy right now. They had no chance against him in that last inning. 3 punchies. See you later.
Yeah, he's pretty nuts.
This is going to sound super soft, and I look 14 years old right now with my no beard and necklace. Hader's iconic, man. His little wind up in the hair and where he throws from. That dude's like a baseball legend.
I think what you're saying is you could watch a silhouette of him and everyone.
Yes, who it is.
You would just know who it is at this point. You'd be like, that's Hader. He's just got his own thing going on.
You know what? I heard from sources that part of his slump was he had a baby and he was tired. So, how about that?
Sources. Hey, think about what he did in the last inning. Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, the greatest trio ever in the history of baseball. Sit down. All 3 of you. Sit down. We're going to go spray champagne all over Bob Melvin. I saw Bob Melvin take a swig of champagne. He didn't like it.
No one does.
He didn't like that.
Champagne is the biggest prank the French ever pulled.
I love champagne. Don't talk about my French people.
Oh, hey, fellas.
What's wrong with champagne?
It's you have 2 sips and you're like, all right, great. That was good. I'm done. People mix orange juice.
Name another beverage that you celebrate with.
Anything you mix orange juice with is shitty. You're like, I'm going to pour orange juice in this to make it.
Everyone knows a correct mimosa is a drop of orange juice. Everyone knows that.
The mimosa place that did cranberry and different juices. I like that place. Although I don't like cranberry juice, but they did a bunch of different flavors. We got kicked out.
Okay.
Only one game tonight. It's the Yankees. I don't want to talk about it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. Go Padres. Go Phillies. Good job, Astros.
Oh.
Astros should just take off. Everything. They should just get drag and dropped into the ALCS.
They should.
Exactly.
That's how you can add another playoff team. Baseball would love that.
Big sucks.
Regular season's starting to mean shit in baseball, which is a bad thing because there's 162 games.
Make the DS 7 games.
A-Rod's this is great for baseball. These teams with low payrolls are getting. I'm like, no, it's